It was back in 1998. There was this big hole on the western edge of Forest Park.
Okay. Just gonna run with
it wasn't really a construction site,
okay.
Just the entrance to a construction site.
We're going down about 65 feet, and you're passing through a little bit of geologic time.
The sewer district was digging what's called an interceptor tunnel to handle excess stormwater. It would be more than 5 miles long, running under the western edge of the city. Today, the big hole is gone, all filled in, and the tunnel is doing exactly what it was built to do. But back then, it was a chance for us to see just how this stuff gets done. When you get down to the tunnel, you see all the other parts of this huge undertaking. They run a narrow-gauge railway through here to move workers and to move out dirt and rock. There's high-voltage power lines running through here and a massive air ventilation system that is constantly humming. They are digging here, but that's still at least a couple of miles up ahead.
Okay, we got a couple drippers up here. Not bad. More dripping. The tunnel itself is not watertight. We're drilling through the natural rock strata, so as you drill through and there would be trapped pockets of water or natural water flowing in between the stratas of the rock.
The water is a fact of life when you're down here.
Water is a fact of life.
Eventually, you get to where the digging's going on. It's being carried out by a complex machine that is powerful enough to bore through solid rock. The operator can steer this machine to the left, right, up, down, but a full turn might take days. But then you wonder, how do they know where they're going? Well, part of the answer is they're guided by laser beams. You've got to crawl and squeeze to get up to where the digging is actually taking place. At the front of the boring machine is a large wheel with blades, sort of a rotary cheese grater, which can cut through 10 to 15 feet of rock a day. We don't really think much about our sewers, how they're built, how they work, not as long as they do work. But there was a time when a good sewer system was the sort of thing a city bragged about, even celebrated. In 1916, when St. Louis finished its new Mill Creek project, they invited nearly 200 people to a fancy dinner, lowered each of them down 100 feet into the sewer, which was set up with tables and chairs and a kitchen. They were treated to everything from caviar to after-dinner cigars. St. Louis was announcing that it was a modern city ready to grow. In the 1930s, the city carried out another huge project, building a new tunnel under Forest Park for the River Des Peres, and putting to work a lot of people during the Depression. That system, which includes a giant intersection of several main tunnels right under Forest Park, was named by the American Society of Civil Engineers an historic engineering landmark, putting this in the same class as the Eads Bridge and Union Station. But with continued development west of the city and increased paving and increased stormwater runoff, even this wasn't enough to handle the biggest rainstorms. So that's why the new tunnel was dug at the end of the 20th century, to divert all that water down to the River Des Peres, the RDP, as the sewer guys call it, in South St. Louis. No brass bands or speeches when this tunnel was done. When the tunnel boring machine reached the last of a series of shafts, it had completed its mission of connect the dots. Workers cut out the steel lining so that the machine could break through, and the tunnel was done.
The machine has cut through from the Magnolia shaft down to the RDP shaft, where it ran through essentially 800 feet of rock and then came into about 400 feet of mixed face of rock and soil, and then another 800 feet of soil itself. And now, this morning, we're at the RDP shaft.
With no ability to see where they were or where they were going, the tunnel crew has hit the mark almost exactly. They extended the tracks into the shaft so that the machine could be dismantled and lifted out and sent on to another project. Since 2001, the Interceptor Tunnel has been doing what it was built to do, carrying stormwater at peak times. And since then, the Metropolitan Sewer District dug another one, even longer and deeper than this one.